Welcome to the extraordinary council meeting of WA Regional Council. I advise that this meeting is being streamed live to the internet. All those present should refrain from making any defamatory statements, and upon joining these online meetings, you accept the condition that your image may be recorded and streamed to the internet, as well as being retained in the archive of the recorded council meetings and standing committee meetings. I now open the September 2024 extraordinary council meeting, the time being 12 p.m. Could I start with the prayer, please, Councillor Wright?
Certainly. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. O God, grant that by the knowledge of thy will, all we may resolve shall work together for good, and we pray through Jesus Christ our Lord. Amen.
Can I ask Councillor Wells to do acknowledgement of country, please?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I will. I would like to acknowledge the Wiradjuri people who are the traditional custodians of the land. I would also like to pay respects to the elders past, present and emerging of the Wiradjuri nation, and extend that respect to other Aboriginal peoples from the other nations who are present. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Wells. I have an apology from four councillors, Councillors Burns, Etheridge, Mann and Chowdhury. Can I have someone move that the absence be approved, please? Thank you, Councillor Ivey, seconded by Councillor Wells. Any discussion or debate? There being none, I put that. All those in favour? Against? Declare that carried. Next item, CCL 24/228, conflicts of interest. Do we have any conflicts of interest, councillors? No. Move on to the next item, CCL 24/229, public forum. We have no registered speakers and there are no people in the gallery, so we can move on from public forum. Next item, CCL 24/230, confirmation of minutes. Can I have someone move that they be accepted, please? Thank you, Councillor Goff, seconded by Councillor Wright. Any discussion or debate? There being none, I put that. All those in favour? Against? Declare that carried. Next item is CCL 24/230A, Legacy Infrastructure Fund. It's a mayoral minute, so I'll move that way. Any discussion or debate, councillors? Councillor Black.
Thank you. Having read this, look, I thought that we sort of agreed or voted on this at the previous meeting, and if I go down to the actual resolution, what it says, it's to do with the REACT Centre and funding for that, and I voted against that at the last meeting, and I'll continue to hold that position this time because fundamentally I believe that a training facility for renewable energy workers should be paid for by the state and federal governments and the companies, the private companies and Twiggy Forests of the world and foreign multinationals and super funds that are actually investing in that area. And as for the Renewable Energy Education Centre, I'm quite sceptical about that being a goer into the future. And I really think that there's other things within the LGA that we could be putting this money towards or applying to put this money towards, including paying for the whole upgrade of the Wellington Caves complex, which was, I think, $11 million, and we know it always runs over, so that'd take it up to 11.5. So I'm going to vote against this. I would really like to. We know that there was the concept business case, the initial one done by internally by staff previously, and the feasibility study which was underway at the last meeting. Look, I really do think that we don't need to rush into this. We could just dump it straight into the Wellington Caves and put it into something rather than subsidising the training for foreign multinational renewable energy companies. Thanks.
Thank you, Councillor Black. Any other discussion? Councillor Ivey?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I will vote in favour of this motion. I think the establishment of a training centre, if we just look at that aspect first, the establishment of a training centre within Wellington will have tremendous advantages. Over the years, Wellington has had a number of similar, perhaps not similar, allied training centres. We've got the Fire Brigade run a training centre in Wellington, and that provides some fantastic opportunities for both the fire personnel from outside the area to be trained up, but it also provides some economic benefit to Wellington with a number of people staying there progressively over the years undertaking the training courses. We've had the soil conservation before it was eviscerated really by the state government. Used to run training courses at the soil conservation site. We had at one stage, we had at one stage the establishment of the Native Vegetation Unit that was a specialised unit within the Department of Primary Industries in Wellington, and all these provided great advantages to the area. This concept of a training centre for a developing industry, developing a whole new form of energy generation is just the cutting edge. And I think to establish a training centre within Wellington, perhaps associated with the existing TAFE facilities, if not physically, then at least the presence of TAFE within Wellington, it's likely to provide some great ongoing economic advantages to the area. It'll be a legacy that will provide benefits well into the future. And so I think the opportunity now to take it while the demand is there, I think it's just, to be quite honest, I think it's a no-brainer. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Ivey. Any further discussion? Councillor Goff, then Councillor Wright.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I too will be supporting this motion. Last night I attended a forum put on by one of the battery, Acacia, doing the battery storage system just outside of Wellington. And it was a forum for people who wanted to put in tenders for work. And unfortunately, there was only 2 Wellington local businesses there listening. There was probably about 50 people interested, and people had come from Sydney and Wagga and further. So what worries me is that Wellington businesses don't have that specialised skill set to do what they require. So having a training facility, if we can start the base level now, and then we can build up Wellington businesses in particular to be able to do these jobs in the future.
Thank you, Councillor Goff. Councillor Wright.
Just a question, actually, Mr. Mayor. This is obviously just talking about the this being just endorsing this and submitting it for further consideration. What opportunities will there be for funding? I know Councillor Black mentioned about federal and state governments and pushing them for funding, but what opportunities will there be for council to carry along with that exercise and push for funding?
Well, I think that's what we're doing right now. So this is state funding that we're applying for now. So in terms of just your comment there and referring back to Councillor Black's comment that federal and state should be paying for this is exactly what this application is about, getting the state government to pay for this in this first round, stage 1 of the $128.4 million, $70 million rolled out, $11.25 million has been tagged for WA Regional Council. So that would be the state government paying for that. Additional funds on top of that, this is stage 1. So we know this is 70 million of the 128.4 million, so there's more stages to come. And that's just in the first tranche of EnergyCo's funding. So obviously there are other opportunities as well. Not sure if you want to add further to that, Mr. CEO or Ms. Brown.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Through you, absolutely, this is the first tranche of a number of tranches that will come out of that EnergyCo funding. This first tranche is designed to support community benefit. The second tranche will be around employment benefits, and the discussions that we've had with EnergyCo to date indicate that this project could satisfy the requirements for multiple tranches. We've also had some high-level and positive conversations with other parts of the state government, including TAFE New South Wales, around the partnership approach to support the funding of the project.
Yeah, thank you. And sorry, just to clarify, Ms. Brown, you're talking about EnergyCo, which is obviously where this is going through, but obviously EnergyCo is a statutory authority under the state government. So when I'm referring to state government and what Ms. Brown's talking about there, EnergyCo obviously is a part of the state government as such. So I'm not sure if that answers your question. Yep.
No, it sure does. Thank you. And just a comment. Yeah, look, I'm happy to support it. I think, those longer term tourism opportunities and further educational opportunities outside those sort of multinationals, being with school groups and as and Ms. Brown mentioned, TAFE and even just community education, I'd be happy to support it. I think in the longer term, it'll be beneficial for that Wellington area of the LGA. So.
Yeah, thank you, Councillor Wright. And just again, just one comment that was made there in relation to the timeline. There is a very tight timeline on this, 9th of September. It has to be submitted by. And so obviously that's why I brought forward a mayoral minute. I don't like to bring forward mayoral minutes unless I have to. And obviously this has got a deadline of 9th of September. So we need to get something into EnergyCo before that particular date. Anything further, councillors? No, there being none. I put that. All those in favour? Against? Declare that carried. Next item, CCL 24/231, referral of 2023-2024 financial statements for audit. Can someone move that way, please? Thank you, Councillor Wright, seconded by Councillor Black. Any discussion or do you want to speak to that, Councillor Wright?
I did have just a point to clarify. I think it's on page 95 on that particular document. It was just more about this report and previous reports. There's an item in there, F1 to 2, councillor and mayoral fees and associated expenses. It talked about mayoral fees, councillor including mayoral expenses. 3 lines in there, and details are pretty clearly. That line is normally in these annual reports year on year to specify those expenses.
Happy to take that to. Thank you, Ms. Bassingthwaighte.
Yes, they are declared. They were declared last year. This year we have broken them out a little bit further than we have in the past.
Thank you, Ms. Bassingthwaighte. Councillor Wright, anything further?
No, thank you. That clarifies that. No, thank you.
Any other discussion or debate,
No
Councillor?
further comment on.
Sorry, Councillor Black.
Just a question through you. Is it true that other councils actually report monthly all their councillor individual expenditure, not just in one tranche at the end of the year as a bulk? Thank you.
Through you, Mr. CEO.
I'd have to take that on notice.
So, not sure. Take it on notice. Yep. Any further, Councillor Black?
Comment? Yes, thank you. Well, it is true that other councils do report their councillor expenditure monthly, such as Warrumbungle Shire Council, Warrumbungle Shire Council. They report their councillor expenditure monthly in their business papers. So it's good to see it here, but it'd be even better to see it broken down each month, individualised, as other councils do. Thank you.
Thanks, Councillor Black. Any further discussion or debate, councillors? Councillor Ivey.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Just following on from Councillor Black's comments there, like everything we do in life, it's a trade-off. It's a trade-off between costs, expenses, times and benefit. We're talking about here in this last year, council expenses of $107,000 out of a budget, Mr. Mayor, of what, nearly $200 million. So by requiring reporting monthly, which will be about $8,000 a month on average, we are going to tie up councillors to have to put in monthly returns and staff to monitor it. For what benefit? I do not believe in the benefit cost analysis that stacks up. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Ivey. Further discussion, councillors? Councillor Wright, do you have a right of reply to anything that was said?
No, thanks, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, councillors. I put that. All those in favour? Against? Declare that carried. Next item is CCL 24/232, land classification, lot 530, deposited plan at Homewood Drive. Can someone move that way, please? Thank you, Councillor Wright. Seconded by Councillor Ivey. Councillor Wright, do you wish to speak to that?
No, it seems relatively straightforward to me. Thanks, Mr. Mayor. Obviously, just changing that over for operational land for the purposes of, well, for council's own purposes, seems to make a bit of sense. So, yeah, happy to support it.
Thank you, Councillor Wright. Any other discussion or debate, councillors? Being none, I put that. All those in favour? Against? Declare that carried. Last item, for the last time, we thought it was last time last month, CCL 24/233, comments and matters of urgency. Councillor Wells.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Didn't give this any thought, unfortunately. I just wanted to say it's been an interesting journey so far. The last month, I can't even put my finger on what's been happening, but just want to say it's been a great term, and good luck to everybody else in the room for their elections for the next term. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Wells. Councillor Ivey.
Yes, I'd reinforce or reiterate Councillor Wells' comments. It's been an interesting journey. I think this election period for those councillors who are putting their names up for re-election has been a taxing time. It's I think the abolition of wards has made it very difficult in that. Well, it's the same for everyone I know, but from Wellington to say, okay, now I'm going to try to secure and canvass votes throughout the whole LGA is a fair bit harder than what it was at the last election. So that's challenging, but I realise it's the same for all candidates. Just as far as a couple of things going on, I did attend last weekend the Dubbo Motor Fest, and that was an eye-opener. It was I have been to similar ones before, but I don't think they were as big as this one. We stood in the pavilion there at one stage in the with the pinnacle of all the cars, and thought how many hours of time had been put into the preparation of these vehicles, the restoration and the preparation of these vehicles. And again, just you look at it and you shake your head in wonderment as the commitment and the absolute enjoyment that a lot of people get out of restoring their cars. And it was quite a fascinating event, and obviously very good for Dubbo too, because there were a lot of people there. I imagine there's a lot of accommodation, a lot of money spent within the area as a result of that. And so congratulations to the organisers of it. Thank you.
Thanks, Councillor Ivey. Councillor Goff.
I too wanted to say congratulations to the organisers of Motorfest. I was there in my business capacity. I think I made 1,400 coffees. But yeah, it just blows my mind how well organised it is, and it just grew, and they spaced it out even further, and it looked fantastic. So congratulations to them. And then once again, good luck for the election, and just stay true and honest and humble to yourselves, and just good luck to everyone. Thank you.
Thanks, Councillor Goff. Councillor Black.
Oh, look, there's plenty I could say, but in the interest of keeping this meeting brief, I won't. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Black. Councillor Wright.
Thanks, Mr. Mayor. I wasn't really going to say much actually, but I will. We're all aware of Councillor Black's push for a crime summit, which he's pushed for the last 12 or 18 months or so, and an event which potentially could have cost ratepayers maybe tens of thousands of dollars, depending on how big and grand and deep it got. But I think apparently all it actually took was Councillor Black to meet up with the police minister at a recent Labor event, make a couple of phone calls, and get her to Dubbo coincidentally when she was going to be here for to meet the new superintendent. So, but to spot an opportunity when it's available and take advantage of that, absolutely applaud Councillor Black for that. But that's probably where the applause ends. In this particular case, it seems Councillor Black did know about this visit about a month ago, yet indicated that he only had 48 hours to arrange such an event. But over the past few months, council staff have been working extremely hard on a community safety strategy, which was supported by all councillors and has been strongly supported by the community as well. Staff, they've conducted a number of workshops with key stakeholders and community. Again, it's an important body of work, and it's been supported by all councillors, the ones in the room here and the ones that aren't. But for Councillor Black then to go behind the back of council staff, his fellow councillors, the CEO, local member, I think that shows a total lack of respect towards many of those people who would happily have supported some sort of involvement in a community safety strategy. In my opinion, it also shows a total lack of respect for those people who were in fact in the room, that they didn't get to have their say in front of the people that they've been working with as well for the last few months on that particular project as well, and hear their thoughts and concerns. Look, I've been told Councillor Black referred to himself as Councillor Black. In my opinion, that indicates that he was representing Dubbo Regional Council at that particular time as well. Look, there's a number of contradictory points in the Zoo FM interview that I heard the other day, and I'm not going to elaborate on any of those. But I will close by saying that in the opinion of many people who have contacted me since Monday, and that I've spoken to since then as well, they see there's nothing more than a publicity stunt and a political point scoring exercise with council in a caretaker mode and a week and a half out from an election. I find it hard to disagree with them, and that's where I'll end it. Thanks.
Thank you, Councillor Wright. And I won't do what I did last month. I've already gone around and said all the lovely things about my fellow councillors, but just to finalise that, go back to last month and watch that again if you wish, and see the great contribution that every councillor has made. And thank you for all your time. And as I said last month as well, what I thought was the last meeting, was going to be the last meeting. Thank you to the CEO and to all the staff, the team of over 500 here that get to go and do all the wonderful work that they do in the community with the small amount of direction that we give them, and then the large amount of work they put into all of that. So a fantastic effort from all the staff. And I hope to see all 6 in the room again in October, because there's everyone's standing here. So hopefully all 6 will be here, and there'll be another returning councillor in Councillor Shoutery as well, and then 4 new ones. I hope we'll see a wonderful team and develop another team that we can go forward with in the next term of council. So it is definitely over and out this time now. That brings us to the end of any this meeting. No further items for consideration at this extraordinary council meeting. So I declare the meeting closed, the 36th council meeting for this term of council at 12:19 p.m. Web stream has now been completed. Thank you for your attendance.